I fell in love with Dr. Nancy was her work with the divine feminine, her work with Marian studies, and how she presented those, and how the power of both of those have been hidden for years. And it's time for it to come out, because it matches my model of leadership, which is the feminine leads, the masculine supports. We need that organization, that structure, that strategy that men bring to leadership. And they need the creativity, the compassion, the empathy, and all of that we bring. And when we can meld those, you have truly confluential leadership. And someday I'll explain what that means. So let's welcome to the stage Dr. Nancy Tarhart.
Hello, everyone. I know that we're getting close to the end of the day, so some of this is going to be very interactive. So you'll get, all energized again. On your tables, you will see little notebooks and little colored pens. And I'd like you each to take one of those. And these are things that you're going to take home with you. Okay, so these are yours. Pens included, they're yours. And what I'm going to talk about today is flourishing. And it's really interesting because a lot of the words, a lot of the concepts, a lot of what the speakers have already been talking about are key things having to do with flourishing. How do we accomplish it? What are tools that we can use to help us with it, particularly when we feel very flat or we feel like we're treading water and we don't know where to go? It's interesting that Karma's was the first talk. And this one is the last one, because some of the key words to your karma are words that are key to human flourishing. So I'm broadening it a little bit, making it a little more universal in nature, and we'll go from there. So, what do you do that makes your soul sing? What do you do that makes your soul sing? Now, flourishing. A little bit of a background on flourishing. Here's where I pop into my professor mode. I teach a course in human flourishing at the university. And we sit and we talk about this, and it's really pretty fabulous to hear the incredibly deep, thoughtful responses that I get from 18, 19, and 20-year-olds. It sometimes brings me to tears. Good tears. But flourishing. That is the translation for the Greek word eudaimonia. Now, for actually over 2,000 years, eudaimonia was translated as happiness. Okay, as happiness. Aristotle talked about it. Now, putting Aristotle with happiness sort of makes you go like that. But what he talked about was eudaimonia. Eudaimonia being an activity of the soul. And it was an activity that was moving the soul to its end, which was good. So, to flourish is a verb, okay? Because about 15 or 20 years ago, somebody said, wait a minute, flourishing is a far better translation of eudaimonia. It's really not about happiness, although it is, but it is about flourishing, which is deeper, which is driven by our souls. Okay? So, to flourish is a verb. Hence, flourishing is an activity. It is not stagnant. It's something we do. We actively do it whether we are aware of it or not. So in your books, in your little books, this is activity number 1. I'd like you to take a second and write down one word or a phrase. What is it that you do that you can think of right off the top of your head that makes you flourish, that you think is flourishing, makes you happy, if you want to put it that way? What makes you happy? What activity do you do that makes you happy? Okay, who wants to yell it out? Who wants to yell out an answer? Painting, okay. Sing? Whoa! What was that? What was that? Sing? Dancing. Sorry. I'm getting old, my hearing's. Bowling, meditating. Ah! Anything else? What? Who? Traveling. Thank you.
Swimming in the ocean.
Oh, yeah. Swimming.
Yoga.
Getting a massage. Oh, I love that. Hugging a tree. Hiking in the mountains.
Playing with my dog.
Connecting with people. Laughing.
Thank you.
Watching movies.
Okay, we're running out of room here. So, laughing. So what I'm seeing here, see, I have a big chalkboard at school. I have a big chalkboard, so I can write down 300 answers if I need to. Connecting with people. Connecting. Okay. Refers also to relationship and community. That's a big one in flourishing. Community. Okay. Painting, singing, writing, dancing. Creativity. And not necessarily the type of creativity that Karma was talking about. But this is painting. This is coloring in an adult coloring book if you need to. Studies have shown that people who engage in the arts, the creative arts, are, on a whole, happier than those who do not. Okay? It opens gateways to flourishing. Hiking, traveling. We could put dancing in there too. What do you do on a daily basis? Yes, you, sir. Or at least 6 times a week, you said. What do you do?
Workout.
Is there another word for that?
Exercise.
Exercising. Doesn't matter. Cardio. He's taking care of his body, okay? It's well-being, but exercise. Exercise is a big one. And that leads into well-being, because when you exercise, hopefully you are getting more fit. Your food intake and burning it off and everything is probably better for you. Do I see a hand over there? Helping others. Very good. That was missing. Helping others. You're very polite over there holding your hand up. Thank you. Okay, so massage, relaxation, meditation. Meditation could probably go in a couple of places, but we can look at that as contemplation. We can look at that as connection with that's something larger than our own selves, whether we refer to that as God, Goddess, divine source, the universe, however we define that something larger than our own selves. Traveling. I would personally put that under community because you are learning about other people and relation. Okay? Tree. Yeah, I heard hugging a tree, but tree. Being out in nature. Okay? These are things that help us to grow. And helping others. Altruism. Being kind. Kindness. And just helping people to help people. You know, do something nice for somebody. So, I'm sorry, I have to take these off to see from down here. But one that I don't see up there, and it's one actually that Karma talked about, was gratitude and gratitude practice. I have my students at the beginning of the semester start a gratitude journal. And they have a choice. They can write down one thing a day. They can wait for the week and write down 7 things. But they need to maintain it. I don't see it. It is their personal property. What I ask them to do is to tell me how they feel after the semester. Have they seen a difference? And yes, they have. It brings an awareness. Now, sometimes we say, can I really be grateful about this? Well, Stephen Colbert was being interviewed by Anderson Cooper. And he talked about gratitude. And he said, I know that we can be grateful for all the good things that happen. He said, but as a human being, we are destined to suffer. He said, so why would I not be grateful for that as well? Because it shows me that I am alive and I am a human being. And it's in the response, which is exactly what you were talking about. It's how we respond to the not so good things. So feel free to include those in your journal. Okay? But things that we do, we also can focus on our strengths. And there is a website. And if you want to write this down in your journal, it's sort of like a Myers-Briggs test for any of you who have ever taken one of those. It's www. all one word, authentichappiness.sas.upenn. Okay, authentichappiness.sas.upenn, as in University of Pennsylvania, .edu. Go to the questionnaires and look for the VIA Survey of Character Strengths. It's a little bit long. It's going to take you probably about 20 minutes. A disclaimer here. When they print out your results, and you look at these 27 things, and there's things down here, but the strengths appear to be all up here, they're all strengths. And they can change. The order can change over time. But what it's asking you to do is it's asking you to concentrate on those things that really resonate from within you. Passion, creativity, a sense of humor. Humor is a good one. So look at those things and see if you can think about, wow, do I really incorporate these things in my life? Because one of the things that we need to remember is expectations. If we look down here at the bottom, we're setting an expectation for ourselves that is not real good, saying, oh, I didn't make it. That's a weakness. That's a weakness. That's an expectation. But it's a lowered below where we need to lower it. But if I say, I want to be the best basketball player in the United States, I'm kind of setting myself up for failure. Okay? Realistic expectations. When you look at that list, go into it with realistic expectations. Something else I'm going to challenge you to do, not today. Thank a mentor. Somebody who has done something for you that has really helped you. Write them a letter. And if they're still with us on this earth plane, put their address on the front of, put an envelope, put their address on the front, put a stamp on it, and mail it. You'll be surprised at the reactions that you get. But being our authentic selves, being kind to others, allowing ourselves to laugh, allowing ourselves to have a good time, to relax, to bowl with your kids, to dance, to hug a tree. These are things that help us to flourish. And it's when we flourish that we are moving our soul to its end, which is good. And it's also allowing us to be in the fullness of our humanity. And when we are in the fullness of our humanity, we become our divine selves. We will never be God, but we can be godlike. And to be godlike, we need to be in that fullness of our humanity, accepting our ups, our downs, warts and all. Okay? But not dwelling in the past. Not pining about the future. It's okay to set goals. But being present right here, right now. This is what's important. This is how we flourish. Perform a random act of kindness today. Say hi to the lady at the front desk and watch her smile. Take a look at people's name tags in the grocery store who check you out. And after they finish, giving you your change or whatever, say, "Thank you very much, Karma. I appreciate that. I hope you have a nice day." Watch what happens to their face when you call them by name. Because you are recognizing them. And you, in that recognition, are opening your heart, which is helping you to flourish. And you are recognizing them for their presence, which then in turn helps them to flourish. And it's an ongoing cycle. Where we're really headed is to that self-actualization that brings us up, as Maslow said, to a place of transcendence, which is our understanding and presence in, understanding of, being part of something larger than ourselves. We're all part of the universe. We're all part of the community. So I thank you all, and I hope this wasn't too little information. I hope it's a teaser. Okay? So please go out and flourish, 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 flourish. I know that you can. And from my heart to yours, blessings. Thank you.
What I appreciated about this entire event is the importance of spreading the energy. Miss Rebecca talked about visibility. If you really think about it, the visibility is used to promote you, but to help other people. So what will happen sometimes, we'll get together and have a good time, and the energy is flowing, the energy just goes in one ear and out the other, or we go back to our old selves. It's very critical that we recognize that this is a rare event, that a lot of people are getting together, but it's not for meaningful things. So this is, as sad as it is, this is rare. So we want to keep spreading the energy and believing in one another, because I failed to mention this, but my mom did get a house in 2008, and I'm not taking credit for that, but that belief, you never know how your belief can impact someone. It may take 8 or 9 years. Sometimes people looking at you to believe, they're counting on your belief system until theirs kicks in. So that's what I learned. Always use your life to benefit others, because you never know who's watching. It could be an 80-year-old, a 5-year-old, but know this: if they activate the greatness inside of them, that is a gift that you have to really go through to appreciate, because how we live our life is our gift to God and to our neighbor. So most importantly, just remember that. Live your life on purpose, live your life with passion and drive, and do it for the benefit of others, and what you put out will come back to you. I can guarantee you that.
Beautiful.